Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game of LawLiet versus Lucifer. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. On the top right hand side of the map, we have LawLiet spawning as the blue Night Elf player. He's going to go ahead and speed things up to, well, 4 times speed, as we don't need to see those altars being built. I will stop at that 2-minute mark, or we'll continue at the 2-minute mark, as, well, that's generally when the game really gets going. It is going to be a Death Knight going up against a Keeper of the Grove. No real surprises here, as an Ancient of War going to be churning out some archers and then tanking a bit of damage as that, well, Keeper of the Grove makes its way down. All right, Tuskar Warrior absorbing a little bit of damage here. We are going into an engagement. There's an ensnare going down, and that's going to ensnare the Wisp, preventing the Ancient of War from being able to be repaired. This could potentially become a problem as the Keeper of the Grove now makes his way down to clear out this 5-4-4 creep camp. 5-4-4 creep camp will give level 2 to that Keeper of the Grove, as down here off to the south we're already looking at the Death Knight, who has sold his Scroll of Town Portal, has dual sacrificial skulls, and maybe trying to, or obviously trying to set up a fast expansion. We are looking at the Altar of Darkness. Michael did not choose, or excuse me, Lucifer, Lucifer chose not to unsummon that Altar of Darkness after it was set up quickly, as the Ogre Magi about to get taken down now. Off to the north side here, where is that blue? Here it is. Keeper of the Grove already positioning itself down, has a potion of greater mana, so should be able to get off a number of entangles and also summon a decent number of treants. This could potentially be a problem, as we're going to be looking at a slight engagement here. There goes an entangle onto the Acolyte. Acolyte going to be absorbing a little bit of damage. Are we going to see a Death Coil? We are. That's going to give level 2 to the Death Knight, not saving the Acolyte, as a Pure Up the Vitality will keep this one Death Knight alive and strong. All right, coming back across, Keeper of the Grove could try and finish off this Ghoul. Ghoul is, however, standing on Blight, able to regenerate a little bit of hit points, as the Keeper of the Grove now trying to, well, run away quickly from that swarm of undead units. All right, undead units seemingly swarming here, trying to out-zerg the opponent, and now there are a couple of, well, entangles going down, and that entangle there actually not what he was hoping for. Treant's trying to buy a little bit of time getting into position, and now he's actually backed himself into an interesting corner as he's trying to break free from this spot. There goes another entangled now, trying to finish off a Ghoul before he tries to escape, and he does in fact escape there, but he used a Scroll of Town Portal and also used a potion of greater mana. Hi Crota, hi future me when I see this on YouTube. Well, thank you for watching both on YouTube and here on Twitch. I'm sure it somehow helps my metrics in some way, shape, or form. Anyways, Treant trying to catch up to this Acolyte here, but one lone Treant should not be able to take down an Acolyte. As long as that Acolyte stays on a Blight, it will be regenerating a decent amount of hit points throughout the time it is there, especially with the Nerubian Tower now coming up right along beside it, or coming up right there. So far, that Treant just going to end up having timed life, and here we are. Acolyte is going to, well, start mining from that haunted gold mine once it is completed. I thought the Keeper would go to the back while letting the Treants tank while digging for another one. I thought that was going to be the case too, but I believe that LawLiet got a little bit greedy in that position, hoping to finish off those Acolytes that were transitioning over to the haunted gold mine. He doesn't want to give Lucifer the chance to really build up a strong expansion here, and he wants to try to keep them on, well, as one base, constantly churning out Acolytes as well and stopping that tech to tier 2. But you can see that the Keeper of the Grove is sitting at level 3 already, so has an additional Treant, and now fighting against all of these units off of Blight. Now, the Keeper of the Grove does have a Staff of Teleportation, but he's not going to really be able to easily back out of any serious situation, as the Death Knight, nearing level 3, could land a Death Coil and, well, slowly chip away at the hit points of that Keeper of the Grove already. All right, there's some more Treants, and now that Staff of Teleportation will need to be used immediately to try and back away. No Death Coil there, as these Treants are just going to feed the experience of the Death Knight and give him level 3. All right, Acolyte's trying to retreat back here. A couple of easy kills once more. Level 3 now on that Death Knight. Tech to tier 2 has just begun. Interesting that Michael did it in front of LawLiet, so LawLiet will know that the tech to tier 2 has already started. Meanwhile, tech to tier 2 already finished off to the north, as we are looking at a follow-up Panda by LawLiet. Coming back through, Treants eating away at those Ice Troll Berserkers here. Drunken Haze across the army to, well, make them miss their targets. A way to effectively reduce the amount of damage that your units take, since your opponent's units are constantly missing yours as well. And also allows you to clear it up a little bit faster, since they are, well, actually, no, you don't clear it up faster, and you just don't have to worry about damage on your units overall. Coming back off to the north, though, Tree of Life is in some serious trouble, already surrounded. That Tree of Life wanted to set up an expansion, but looks as though it may not be able to get there, as the Wisps are now coming back across to get in some repairs. All right, repairs are in order. Tree trying to regenerate those hit points. How much damage can be done? Perhaps a ghoul or two will end up getting lost, and it does. Well, the Tree of Life does end up falling, and Drunken Haze trying to perhaps minimize things, as we see a Wand of the Wind picking up the Death Knight. All right, a timely item right there, Death Coil, to try and break free. No 4 units around onto the Death Knight, as the Huntresses could still continue to try and engage once more. That Treant is actually going to be in a little bit of a problem. There's a Drunken Haze, as the Death Knight now completely surrounded again after an entangle, as the ghouls are unable to easily break free out of this spot here. All right, continuing to rack in more damage. Death Knight down to 200 hit points. Michael trying to break free here, down to 177 hit points. 1 or 2 more shots should do it, and entangle should do it. Keeper of the Grove trying to keep up, does keep up, and the Death Knight does end up falling. Give a level 2 to the Brewmaster, and now the Brewmaster can just go after some of these ghouls as well. Low hit point ghouls could end up getting cleaned up nicely, as the Death Knight quickly hired up at the tavern in order to, well, join back in on the battle. That Unholy Aura, buying just a little bit of movement speed bonus, could end up helping, as the Huntresses are still trying to close in on that distance. One attack onto some of these, onto the building. The Necropolis may have bounced off the ghoul and actually finished it off, unable to get that final shot off there, as this ghoul down to 27 hit points, able to now just harvest lumber. Some close calls overall, but a great play by Lucifer, shutting down that Tree of Life. And now LawLiet, well, a bit behind. He does have the tech advantage, having dual Ancients of Lore, but are those Dryads going to be enough, as we are going into Gargoyles now? All right, Gargoyles off of Triple Crypt. Michael hoping to own the skies and to take care of his opponent here. Meanwhile, Tuskar Trapper going to get cleaned up, as the Brewmaster inching closer to level 3, and with that level 2 Breath of Fire. All right, slow poison is in store for that Death Knight. Gargoyle looking to retreat back. Panda is in position here. Where's the Keeper of the Grove? Looking for him. There he is. Difficult to spot blue on the mini map. My apologies, but, well, blue on blue is difficult for me. I'm not colorblind. It's just, well, I guess it's just the way things are. Coming back around, and Death Coil straight up onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster down to 336 hit points. Has more hit points than you would expect because of that Pure Up to Vitality, but still in danger of falling. Now, Null Overseer are going to end up perhaps get taken down. A Death Knight's Death Coil cooldown has already been reset. Can try and steal another bout of experience again, as we're looking at slow poison bouncing things around. All right, that Null Overseer down to 286 hit points here. Damage trying to rack up. Death Knight going to get the kill again, and now is just shy of level 4, and will in fact get there, and with the death of a Dryad. Panda now trying to back up here, and this has been a beautiful matchup for Michael again, as, well, LawLiet just needed one little bit more experience to try and get off a big Breath of Fire to finish off some of those units. But no, instead you see a handful of ghouls who are still alive, since that Panda was not at level 3 yet. Coming back around, Treant still fighting through. Keeper of the Grove going to try and attack back here. We're looking at a little bit of slow poison. Death Coil saving a Gargoyle there, as the Panda may want to try and engage with another Breath of Fire across that tightly grouped undead army. All right, Engagement underway, Tree of Life under construction. However, the gargoyles are already in position to try and slow it down quite a bit. Deathcoil saving that Lich there. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across? Yes, multiple gargoyles. Gargoyles could they get burned down as we're looking at the Lich trying to back up again and once more reset on that Tree of Life. Level 4 now on that Keeper of the Grove. We're going to see some more damage onto a Lich. It looks as though that Lich will end up getting taken down. One Ghoul down to 9 hit points. Could have been taken down as well, but took out the higher priority target first. 44 supply compared to 53. Hero level advantage definitely belonging to LawLiet. Economic advantage definitely belonging to Michael, as we are teching to tier 3 by the Undead, but staying at tier 2 by LawLiet. Magnetar Reaver, well, going to get cleared up here. Meanwhile, Death Knight with a bunch of gargoyles hoping to, well, continue to harass the main base here. Scroll of Town Portal inbound is the No, that's the Staff of Teleportation. Going to try to finish off the Magnetar Reaver. Medallion of Courage going to get picked up. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove, well, is here to try and defend this location, but all the Wisp are just simply falling apart now. Only 11 Wisp out here onto the battlefield, and this is with LawLiet still trying to set up an expansion. All right, Shaman will get taken down. Level 4 now onto that Brewmaster. Brewmaster with over 1,100, close to 1,200 hit points at level 4 because of that Pure Up of Vitality and that Medallion of Courage. That Sobi Mass is also going to really help that Panda, as that +4 intelligence or +5 intelligence coupled does help boost the Sobi Mass effective rate overall as well. All right, Potion of Greater Healing on that Brewmaster. Tuskar Warrior going to get finished up. We're looking at a Dryad slowly getting windowed down, and the economic advantage, 14 gold a second versus 10, cannot be ignored. But at the same time, the hero level advantage, that Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combination across all of those gargoyles, well, could take a very big toll as the Keeper of the Grove and Dryads are now in position here. It looks as though the Tree of Life may end up getting canceled once again, down to 40 hit points. It's going to get canceled. That Wisp does stay alive. Here we are, Scroll of Town Portal in order to back away, and everyone able to retreat back. Meanwhile, during all of this time, the Brewmaster has just been on a one-man or a leading man mission to get up to level 5. Currently sitting at level 4, clearing out the Forbo Tracker creep camps and picking up all the powerful items. A Ring of Regeneration going to help that Panda, well, be able to tank in that front lines a little bit longer and perhaps not force him to use that Potion of Greater Healing as early on as he expected. Keeper of the Grove nearby. Here we are, Ultra Vision, giving that little bit of additional sight here, able to spot up onto the high ground. And here we are going into an engagement, entangle straight up onto the Lich, damage onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units. There's that scroll of healing, and also the Obsidian statues trying to keep things alive here as the units are still blasting away. All right, there goes a Frost Nova onto a Huntress. Level 2 now on the Lich. Panda could be in a little bit of trouble. Has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to back away, trying to bait some attacks, but not going for it. Michael sees the Potion of Greater Healing and the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as the Brewmaster still hoping to blow things over, perhaps take down a Ghoul or two. 1 or 2 more shots should do it, and there it goes. All right, unit's going to retreat back here. Brewmaster going to drop the Pure Up of Vitality, Medallion of Courage, drink from some Moonwells, and be back in action momentarily. I am surprised, however, that the Keeper of the Grove does not have a Staff of Preservation to send that Brewmaster home in a hurry. Coming back around here, we're looking at Undead's turn to try and clear out some orange and red creep camps to make up for that, well, the experience disadvantage. 50 over 60 supply compared to 65 over 80. Undead with the stronger economic advantage now training up abominations, while Night Elf having a slight advantage in upgrades, 1-0 upgrades here. And well, what is going to go down with this Brewmaster trying to clear things up? Really should try and go after the Ogre Warrior. There it goes, taking it down, and the Brewmaster will in fact get to level 5. Keeper of the Grove will want to head back here, pick up those claws of attack. We don't see a tech to tier 3 still as of yet, but some powerful items overall as the Brewmaster really should be dropping the Pure Up of Vitality, the Medallion of Courage, healing back up, and then be ready to move on out. All right, is he gonna do it? No. All right. Drains 2 Moonwells, now ready to head on out. I took a quick look at the mini map and I wasn't sure if he had actually dropped the items and picked them up, but well, professional players just assume that they did it because that was a lot of mana and hit points to try and recover. All right, last creep camp on the map, last of substantial value. Maybe that orange one off to the north here as the gargoyles, abominations are going to come in together here. That is strong abominations. Remember, Disease Cloud no longer lasts nearly as long, trying to create a little bit of separation. There's a big 600 hit point heal. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units. Ghouls are going to try and stay alive, but that Breath of Fire damage over time really takes a big toll on all of those units. All right, Disease Cloud, however, is spreading across all of those Dryads here. Treants are looking to engage Destroyers, Devouring Magic, able to eat up those Treants pretty quickly, as the Panda could get off another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across all of these units here, and perhaps take down multiple units again. There is a Breath of Fire taking down one Abomination. Death Knight with the Death Coil saving the other, as we're looking at the Panda in a little bit of trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability could be used. Is it going to be forced here? No, not quite yet. Both sides still fighting. There's the Potion of Greater Healing used without dropping any of the items there. Thought he would try and use those items a little bit better as the engagement is still going on. Panda now low on mana though, as both sides are still fighting their way through. Scroll of Healing used again as we see a Frost Nova go down, trying to finish off all of these heroes. All right, Abominations getting blown over. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 5. We're going to look at another Abomination perhaps get taken down. Death Coil across onto the Keeper of the Grove, and the Keeper of the Grove gets taken down at the cost of an Abomination, not trying to save there. Both sides still fighting their way through. We're looking at Meat Wagons getting taken down. 56 supply compared to 61. LawLiet is holding onto this ever so barely, as the Brewmaster has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and that's the only reason why he's not getting targeted yet. All right, more damage getting racked on in. We're looking at the Meat Wagon joining in on the battle as well. Death Knight does not have enough mana for a Death Coil as of yet. Still trying to go after the units, and we're still looking at a little bit of splash damage coming back across. Panda trying to stay a little bit in the back as well. Healing underway for that Lich, and without that Lich in the danger zone, units all retreating back. Disease Cloud, all of the Dryads suffering pretty much 2 hit points every second, and that is just going to continually slowly tick away at all of these units here. Keeper of the Grove is at level 5. There's that Scroll of Healing, and now, well, the Brewmaster is once more 5 experience shy from a critical level. All right, 65 supply compared to 60. Moonwells very much bone dry, trying to get the armor upgrade as well. Moonwells do not have the blessing to try and increase their capacity, and that's always something that I wondered about Night Elf players, professional Night Elf players. I thought that would be one of those natural upgrades that all Night Elf players get, similar to what, like brute strength for Orc players to have more hit points on their grunts. You know you're going to have grunts. You know you're going to have Moonwells. Why not make them just a little bit better? All right, coming back through. Damage being lobbed. We can see that we have a Goblin Tinker now joining in on the battle. And, well, a very deadly group of 4 Meat Wagons. 4 Meat Wagons here able to, well, attack from a very long range against all of these Dryads. And, well, LawLiet looking to do an air delivery of those Dryads, get within that minimum range of those Meat Wagons to try and take them down. There is one gargoyle overhead, to will try and intercept any sort of play like that. But that Tree of Life is really suffering a lot of damage from those 4 Meat Wagons. All right, Michael really leading the charge here. Obsidian Statue in the back. We're going to look at the death of the Tree of Life already, and before anything could really get done. All right, Breath of Fire going across, but Breath of Fire does not work well against Abominations and other high hit point targets. Dryads now dropping in on that Meat Wagon inside that 0 range, trying to finish things off, but those Dryads are still getting pummeled, as well as there's just so many Meat Wagons to try and get past 0 range on. All right, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Earth Storm and Fire, and suddenly the ultimate ability could become a problem. Maximum damage getting racked up, and it is Storm that is going to be doing a range piercing damage against those meat wagons, trying to finish things off. There goes another as well. Level 5 now on the Lich as the Death Knight is once more out of commission. More damage getting racked up here as the Dryads are just continuing to go after all of those targets here. Abomination's trying to go after the Dryads, but realizing, wait, they can't really do much of that. What is that Obsidian statue still doing in this fight here as the Keeper of the Grove, well, not gaining that much experience, only Earth, Storm, and Fire gaining the majority of it there. Storm about to, Storm is now the last Panda here. The Storm needs to be careful. If he loses Storm, he's going to lose the Panda down to 309 hit points, stunning those rockets, and he's going to wind walk away and be alive. All right, Brewmaster trying to save every single, use every single hit point out of Earth, Storm, and Fire, and literally did that using Windwalk to get the escape, and there goes a Destroyer. Keeper of the Grove sitting at 5.5 still. Dryads trying to slow down Poison, slow the escape of the Death Knight, as the Death Knight does get to level 6. Goblin Zeppelin no longer has anything in its belly. Earth, Storm, and Fire, or the Panda, back in action, ready to go. All right, great game so far. Still anyone's game to be had, even though Michael has the economic advantage, hero level advantage, now belonging to the Night Elf, as we're looking at Dryads extremely low on hit points, should not be in this battle at all. They need to be backed away. A little bit of damage done right there, taking down one of those Dryads again. Breath of Fire raging on through. There goes another hit from the Lich to try and take things down. 42 supply compared to 63. Still anyone's game here. Dryads, Keeper of the Grove looking to back up. Panda picking up Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Keeper of the Grove does not have, not close enough to level 6 to try and offset the damage that is being done by Abomination. And that Disease Cloud. Once more, main gold mines are going to be out of mining here in just a moment. Expansion also out of mining. So interestingly enough, Michael and LawLiet are both going to be running off of 0 bases in the next minute. With that said, that haunted gold mine quickly gets shut down or canceled there. 47 supply compared to 70. Is the hero level advantage going to be too much to overcome? We saw how effective LawLiet was with that Earth, Storm, and Fire. 70 over 100. All right, Abomination is going to try and break free here. There goes one death there. Panda could try and blow things over across all of those acolytes as well. And, well, they're able to stay alive still. Dryads not going up against any Crypt Fiends. Well, excuse me, 1 or 2 Crypt Fiends here. As the Abominations, and I guess that shorter duration on that Abomination Disease Cloud making a bit of a difference. All right. Heading off to the north again, Dryads back off to the north here. Where are things perhaps traveling off to next? Obsidian statues, Destroyers now in the sky as well. Earth, Storm, and Fire. No Death Coil, Frost Nova. Panda gonna try and get a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, try to blow things over. Gets Heather stunned by Rocket, Staff of Preservation to try and retreat and get into position here. Panda was at the Tree of Ages, that is now at that 12 o'clock position and has been relocated. All right, meanwhile, Goblin Tinker placing down a Pocket Factory there. There goes an Entangled, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and Earth, Storm, and Fire once more engaging here to try and maximize all of that damage. Going straight after that Death Knight. Death Knight now in a little bit of trouble, down to 232 hit points. Are we going to see some more damage raging on through here? There is, well, some Dust of Appearance on the Panda. So Storm now actually getting taken down there as the Dryads are trying to retreat back. All right, Death Knight, is it going to be able to retreat away? Yes, without Storm, no more Cyclone, and without Cyclone, the Death Knight and that fast movement speed causing problems. However, there is that Immolation, and I wonder, does the Panda's Immolation, was it affected by the recent change to Immolation on the Demon Hunter? Someone will have to let me know about that, as Immolation now ticks every half second, and well, has higher damage overall. All right, multiple damage on those Dryads. Death Knight could be in some serious trouble. Death Knight now down to 120 hit points. Breath of Fire, is it going to get off in time? There it is, Breath of Fire, now Keeper of the Grove at level 6 with Tranquility. Tranquility no longer has an amazingly short cooldown. I believe before it was 60 seconds. It is now up to 120, so it is not something that you can just will continually run off every single moment. All right, there is that Tranquility now trying to heal up all of these units here. Panda going to be regenerating a bit of hit points as well. And here we are, here we go, ready for that engagement. Meanwhile, Tree of Ages off to the north, trying to mine a bit of gold. Panda has gotten a little bit of damage here as the Tree of Ages about to get taken down. Acolytes all getting cleaned up here as damage is still racking up. Staff of Teleportation for the Brewmaster. Brewmaster is going to be able to get away. Yes, he is. 77 hit points, able to stay alive as the Lich is about to get taken down. All right, down to 2 hit points. One more shot, he gets taken down as well. All right, only a Goblin Tinker, but a very large army to support him as the Keeper of the Grove still going after all of these targets here. All right, no more mining going on. 28 supply compared to 55, but the 2 heroes are still out on the battlefield and, well, able to rack up quite a bit of damage. Keeper of the Grove wanting to get after perhaps another Abomination, closing on that distance, and then we'll get an entangle on an Abomination. Is he going to go after it? No, he is not. Panda, however, well, gonna hang back as well. All right. Haunting of the Gold Mine over here on the top left-hand side of the map. This is going to get cleaned up nicely and, well, not give any hero, well, could actually give hero level number 7 to the Brewmaster here. Are we going to look at level 3 Drunken Haze? That is the question, as Acolyte after Acolyte going to end up falling. All right, may not be enough. What, 4 experience shy? Nope, 2 experience enough. All right, or 3 experience enough. Brewmaster now back down to the south here. As you can see, yes, Drunken Brawler for a little bit of evasion and a critical strike damage. No Orb of Venom spotted on the Night Elf heroes as the Ghouls and the Keeper of the Grove looking for targets here. All right, Trian still cleaning up that haunted gold mine off to the north. Will it have enough time life? It does not look like it, as we're looking at the Tree of Life here, well, doing a little bit of scouting and absorbing out damage. Main only buildings left for Michael are this 6 o'clock location here. We're looking at LawLiet trying to reestablish up a Tree of Life to get some mining going as another Acolyte gets taken down. All right, Tranquility helping all of the Dryads and this Brewmaster. Why did we? Brewmaster could have just stayed under the Tranquility a little bit longer to gain a little bit there, and also dropping that Medallion of Courage to get in a little bit more mana. So Medallion of Courage now given to the Keeper of the Grove from that Panda. Panda now down to 1,275 hit points. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, trying to blow over some damage across all of those units, and then retreating back to get a little bit of separation and reset all of those cooldowns. All right, are we going to be looking at again another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across all of those targets? There is another Drunken Haze, well, there was the Breath of Fire, the Drunken Haze. Even though it says it's on cooldown, I didn't see anything that was actually hazed at all. All right, off on the top left-hand side of that gold mine is still available to be haunted. However, without any acolytes, he's not able to haunt that gold mine or get any gold out of that gold mine. 36 supply compared to 56, still an uphill battle. As we're looking at the web spinner now getting taken down. Death Knight, no ultimate ability. Well, while the Night Elf side has 2 ultimate abilities, going for them, both extremely powerful ones in and out of combat, as we see an Entangle now go down. Abomination not getting no destroyed, no devour magic there. Panda now looking to retreat back. Panda still has a decent amount of mana overall, as he's going to try and engage here, because he does not have enough for Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and Earthstorm and Fire, but it's going to get very, very close there, trying to get back that mana here. All right, up to 125. Are we going to see an Earthstorm and Fire engagement here, as we see a Death Coil Frost Nova straight up onto that Keeper of the Grove? No Potion of Invulnerability in time to try and keep that damage off. Meanwhile, the Brewmaster using a lot of Breath of Fire fire damage has really taken a toll across the entire undead army here. All right, are we going to be looking at Staff of Preservation for the save there? Are we going to try and heal up a little bit more? Tranquility could be used, yes, and using that Tranquility while dropping that Pure of Vitality to get as much hit points back as he possibly can. All right, ready for action once more. Dropping the Medallion of Courage, gonna go ahead, drink, and then grab that Medallion of Courage back up to 194 mana. Mana is the resource that both players are trying to use effectively now. Obsidian statues completely or pretty much out of mana, and now that is the problem with those obsidian statues out. Ooh, dodging the cluster rockets by running into the targeting position. Hunt of Red October, anyone here? As the Death Knight now continues to engage. More battling, getting back into position here as the Keeper of the Grove continuing to fight. Earthstorm and Fire trying to engage here. Storm now able to dodge some damage in the back as well. Fire looking to deal some damage here again, but still getting focused down quite a bit. Earth is still in position. Perhaps getting a little bit of taunt as the Goblin Tinker off in the front position here in a little bit of trouble. All right, trying to finish off this last Obsidian statue. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does. Earth gets taken down. Storm is still alive, though, and Storm will be trying to hide until and have that Earthstorm and Fire coming to an end. However, this is a solo hero play. Goblin, the Pocket Factory is now back across, and here we are. The Ancients are now going to try and fight back. The trees are alive, trying to take things down as the Panda is now back in position. Staff of Teleportation trying to teleport back inside the field here as the Tranquility should be used by that Keeper of the Grove to try and keep everything alive. One last final Tranquility should be enough as we're looking at the Panda still hanging around in the backside here. What is going on? Panda gonna go ahead and get off another Breath of Fire, trying to slowly blow things over. Damage is still racking up, and damage is still going on here. Panda continuing to fight, entangle onto a Lich. Lich gets the death coil. We all could have expected that. Keeper of the Grove really needed to use the Tranquility. Could have saved another Dryad there as the Ancients are now alive. Breath of Fire blowing over a bunch of units again. How much damage can these abominations take before the Breath of Fire really starts to take a very big toll? Ancients, there's a stun on from the Goblin Tinker to stop that Tranquility in its tracks. And now more engagement could be getting underway. Entangle now onto the Goblin Tinker. Goblin Tinker blown over with Breath of Fire as the Brewmaster still trying to dodge and get out of position here. Ring of Regeneration. Oh, there's a Moonwell right there. Moonwell down to, well, turn back around. He's going to get a Breath of Fire here. Yeah, well, no. You turn around, Breath of Fire. One Abomination could easily get taken down. The second Abomination could easily get taken down. And a third Abomination about to get taken down as well. No, it does not fall. 16 over 30 supply, 33 over 40. And now we see Undead in a really strange situation. Selling a Gloves of Haste, he actually has enough supply to try and start haunting that gold mine again. And now that he is no longer upside down on supply. Meanwhile, 2 heroes and a Dryad are all that are left here. Units are now trying to make their way out. You can see that regeneration, how important it is. That Ring of Regeneration probably healed over 1,000 hit points on that Panda throughout this game, and allowing the Brewmaster to keep up with these obsidian statues of the undead. Top left, still no mining underway, no acolytes for Lucifer at all, as the units are looking to retreat back. Yep, Destroyer's perhaps going to try and clean things up here. And without Nightfall, the regeneration rate on the Night Elf units are actually going to be just a bit less. All right, transferring that item, that Pure of the Medallion of Courage, and now the Ring of Regeneration off. That's actually not how you want to do it. You want to give the Ring of Regeneration to 1, and then to transfer the items back around. All right, Medallion of Courage, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Big heals could be in store here. Tranquility to try and heal up quite a bit of hit points. Here we are. Here we go. And, well, why is that Panda moving off already outside of that Tranquility? I don't quite know. Sobi Mask is still on that Keeper of the Grove. We're looking into engagement. Only a handful of buildings left. There is an Ancient of Lore down to the south, as we're going to be going into an engagement. Turn around, a Breath of Fire, perhaps try to blow things over or get some easy damage off of those off of those skeletal minions. Are we going to go into engagement here? There's a breath of fire across all. There's Earthstorm and fire, and here we are into an engagement. Keeper of the Grove, however, could be in some serious trouble. Drunken Haze, Death Coil, Frost Nova could go on to that Keeper of the Grove and burst him down in a split second here. Death Knight now down to 108, 96 hit points. He's trying to get away. He's down to 109 hit points. Is he going to be able to get away there? And we see the Cyclone getting underneath. All right. Death Knight will be forced to use a potion of invulnerability here pretty much immediately as the Keeper of the Grove now trying to keep that distance. As we also see a potion of invulnerability being used there. Keeper of the Grove trying to keep up with the Death Knight. Death Knight now entangled, devour magic, totally expecting that right there as the abomination or the destroyer is able to devour the entangle before 2 ticks even got off. And, well, getting a little bit of separation again. Keeper of the Grove now trying to retreat back here. Meanwhile, Panda going after some obsidian statues. Both sides still battling it back and forth, but the 2 destroyers devouring that entangle was absolutely clutch. Keeper of the Grove trying to get away from that Death Knight. Death Knight has plenty of mana, and you better believe Death Coils could be in order. And a frog crossing a road, causing problems there as we now see the Staff of Teleportation coming back around. There goes an entangle. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? Breath of Fire, and Death Knight gets taken down by an entangle. Keeper of the Grove now trying to retreat away. Has the Ring of Regeneration. Is it going to be enough? Down to 44 hit points. Destroyers do not deal that much damage, but a Frost Nova finishes off the Keeper of the Grove. Panda now trying to retreat back away as well. 7/0 supply. Panda now still trying to run. Running away. Will he be able to deal with the army? I do not believe so, even with Earth, Storm, and Fire as the ultimate ability. And the Lich now has access to Death and Decay and will be able to easily take down buildings, as we're looking at an Acolyte getting trained up here to start a bit more mining. Panda sitting at level 7, still wandering across the map, wondering what happened to all of his friends. Is there still a Dryad on the battlefield somewhere? I do not know where. No, there's 2 workers. So there's 2 wisps on the map somewhere as the Panda now shows up to the party to try and take things down. All right, is he going to be able... Oh, he might be actually able to take down the Haunted Gold Mine. Taking down the Haunted Gold Mine only has, 20 hit points left. The Acolyte trying to make its way over and not going to be able to even mine at all. That Acolyte worth absolutely nothing as the Panda takes down the last building and could have perhaps Breath of Fired that obsidian statue. It is nightfall right now, though, so this does give a little bit of opportunity. Are there any Moonwells? No Moonwells, so that Panda doesn't even have the Ring of Regeneration any longer to try and slowly heal up. Disease Cloud is keeping that Brewmaster's hit points at bay, that currently only generating about 1 hit point a second. All right, looking at the marketplace, seeing what he can perhaps purchase, sell some items, buys a potion of replenishment, and that is all he can really afford right now. A potion of replenishment to try and stick around in this game here, and Boots of Speed. All right. Doing some quick math, Boots of Speed, potion of replenishment. Is he just going to attempt to take out the Lich and then be done? That may be the story. He was going to win this battle even though he's going to lose the war. There is a Breath of Fire trying to go after Earth, Storm, and Fire now going after all of these units. Cyclone could go down onto the Lich, and here we are. Is he going to see a unit surround here as we're looking at damage still racking up? All right, Abominations could end up getting taken down. Earth, Storm, and Fire still trying to chase after that Lich. That Lich is about to get picked up and dropped back down here. It is a 3-unit surround, but no, still able to break free. All right, damage still racking up. Perhaps going to try to take down the obsidian statue. 2 shots from Storm would have finished it off, but no, not going to be enough. Meanwhile, the Ancient of Lore is rooted here, trying to stay alive. Lich could get off a Death and Decay. I believe this is the last building available as damage is still racking up. All right, Earth or Fire is just constantly in front of that Lich, trying to get some damage, and now Breath of Fire. Panda gets taken down, and that will be the game. Michael or Lucifer winning, Lucifer winning and outlasting his opponent in this matchup here. Final scores, hero levels. Lucifer getting the ultimate, and ultimately regaining that hero level advantage after taking down that Keeper of the Grove and that Panda in the end. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.